going on, all of you gaming legends out there? My name is Tyler, or Deathly, and this is going to be our draft analysis for the Seattle Sprinklers. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, brand new team coming in. This is going to be APA Season 4. That is right, I got invited back to join the APA. A bit of nostalgia, a little bit of nostalgia considering this was my first league I ever did was APA Season 3, so I got invited back, and this time around it's going to be the Little Cup. So we did a bit of a logo adjustment. We are not the Seattle Drizzlers and these hardcore Poliwrath flexing on everybody. Instead, we are the Seattle Sprinklers. We got our little Poliwag with some rain boots on him and his little cap. So this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be adorable. I am like stupid excited to be a part of a Little Cup league. As I've mentioned previously, I think my strong suit in these battle leagues is going up against people in unfamiliar formats. So the reason I think I'm doing so well in P4G, which let's not talk about that. I'm sure if you guys have watched the video today, we had playoffs pretty much in the bag, guaranteed, and you know, some things happen. But I play Drew next week. Potential possibility of still making it in as long as Elliot or John lose. So we'll see. Unfortunately, you know, if playoffs wasn't guaranteed, we could have some fun. But this is not about. Stop harping on P4G. You can do it, Tyler. But that's a tier 3 and below league. So like, I think that's where my ability. A lot of these people have been doing OU style draft league forever. So like, an opportunity to do something different kind of gives me a bit of an advantage. Plus, I drafted extremely well for my P4G team, and I think I did the same here for APA. So Little Cup, a lot of great people. It's essentially Joey Pokey-Aim and his entire front office. So I like to think of this as Pokemon summer camp, in the fact, or like, you know, going to Pokemon battle training, like an army recruitment center. I'm either gonna walk out of this a brand new battler and a better person for it, or I'm gonna absolutely be broken in half. Because we have Chimpact, Gator, Joey, MV, and just a whole slew of other incredible battlers. So we will have to wait and see who we end up going up against. Oh, Kelly's in it as well. Kyle, Gypsy King, Dan, Mewtwo fan Nate, General Tar Heel, E4 Dan as well, Panther, Midicus, and in Vivid Color, Kurt and Kyle. So that's going to be the 16 coaches. Their various draft analysis will go up, as well as the draft stream is currently going on by the time you guys are watching this video. So if you want to check that out, that link will be in the description if you want to see this whole process live. But for those of you guys who couldn't catch the stream or don't care about the other teams, and just mine, you can watch the full thing right here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into things. I am, like I said, very excited for Little Cup. I was 14th on the draft board, I think, is where that put me. Yes, I was 14th on the draft board. So I kind of get screwed every time I draft, man. The lowest I had was 11th for APA Season 3, and that's it. New guy always gets screwed. I would just once, like give me first or like third. Like, just give me, I'll take the wheel pick on the front end of the, just, Anyway, the format for this particular draft is Mons. You get 10 Mons. They are broken into tier A, B, C, or D. You have one T1 or one A pick, 2 B picks, 2 C picks, and 1 D pick, leaving you 4 remaining picks and 200 points to do so, with tier A being 80 points, tier B being 60, tier C being 40, and tier D being 20. So I'll put all that information right there. And yeah, so that's the format for this. And without further ado, there were some Mons that are normally banned in Little Cup that were allowed. So this season should be interesting. But your boy had 14th, and somehow one of the banned Mons made it all the way to me. And without further ado, my first pick for the Seattle Drizzlers. Boom! We snagged a Vulpix, ladies and gentlemen, right off the break. We are grabbing the one and only drought Pokemon available in the Little Cup. We're bringing some sun, bringing some heat, bringing some fire. I figured if I ran a rain team my first season of APA, we could get away with running a sun team. Sun is stupid strong in Little Cup. There's a reason Vulpix is banned in the category. It has incredible coverage, great base stats, Summon Sun as soon as it comes in. This thing learns Energy Ball. I've got some priority in Quick Attack. Knew I had some priority in there. Can even run Hypnosis as well. And just kind of helps set the pace for a lot of my other team. So this was my T1, my A pick, my A tier pick with Vulpix. So I'm not sure what's considered overall great stats for Little Cup, but it's a good, well-rounded mon, great coverage, and just kind of sets, like I said, the pace for the rest of my team. And so since I had kind of a wheelish pick with 14, then 15, 16 comes back to me. My next pick came out relatively quickly, and we went ahead and grabbed the beautiful, wonderful Bellsprout to pair with our Vulpix. So Bellsprout with that incredible two options. We get Chlorophyll or we get Gluttony as our abilities here. Chlorophyll obviously doubles your speed in Sun. And there's a lot of Chlorophyll mons in Little Cup, so I had a lot of options, but Bellsprout is one of the strongest with its attack and special attack. Base 40 speed, but as soon as you put it in Sun, outside of... even if you max the speed on Bellsprout, let me look at this real quick. Why the hell is Bellsprout not on... Who the hell is on here twice? Who the hell is on here twice? Wait. Boom, there we go. Did not have Bellsprout in my team doc. So, maxed is 15 speed, doubles that in Sun, you're up to 30. You're outspeeding most, I think 19 is the highest speed stat in 19 times 1.5. So you are immediately outspeeding any Scarf in Sun with Bellsprout. So, if I'm correct, with 19 being the highest. If not, you speed tie with whoever has a 20 base stat. Or a 252 plus of 20 in Little Cup. But 19 is the highest I've seen. I could be wrong. I'm not quite sure on that whole thing. But Bellsprout, let's talk. Grass Poison typing. Can run Solar Beam and Sun immediately, no charge. Sludge Bomb, Weather Ball, Sleep Powder. Has the option to Life Orb for extra damage. Has incredible coverage. Some priority as well in Sucker Punch. As well as the Stupid Strong. Let me think. What the hell is the name of that move? Something or another. Power Whip. There we go. At 120 base power, which is just stupid strong. And so, kind of have a mixed bag with Bellsprout, which is great because it gives you option with both attack or special attack, and with the Chlorophyll getting paired up with Vulpix, it was a no-brainer for my second pick for the draft. Next, we went into our third pick, which was Mantike. One of the few mons that if you look on Little Cup, one of its stats is actually green. 120 special defense with Mantike here. Like, just by far and large, one of the biggest special defense stats in Little Cup. Has Swift Swim, Water Absorb, and Water Veil. So I wouldn't need to worry about, often you're going to run this thing, it's not going to be physical, it's going to be special. Because its special attack, or its physical attack is abysmal. So preventing burns, really not huge. But Swift Swim gives you the option to run Z-Rain. Or the Z-Rain Dance, if we want to be technical about things. And then Water Absorb gives it a direct counter to my Vulpix. So if somebody tries to blast my Vulpix away with a super effective water move, just bring in Mantike, Water Absorb, and he gets some health back, which is wonderful because you could run it Life Orb to give it that additional damage boost and just kind of set it up as a super scary sweeper. It has agility, and then coverage is incredible. It deals with most of Little Cup with the water coverage and the flying coverage, and then hidden power to just kind of round out everything else. And if you get the agility off, double your speed, or you can do it in rain. So I have both sun and rain as a potential option for weather this season. I like the ability to pivot depending on the matchup, and it makes me incredibly hard to prep for, which I am excited about. And then for me, the next pick was kind of a bit of a no-brainer. With us having both sun and rain, I wanted a mon that could do well in both. So we grabbed Helioptile. I'm probably mispronouncing it, but look at this cute little baby boy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So this is a great mon. Very quick. Comes out to 18 at a 252 plus. So this is going to be one of my fastest mons for speed. Base 70. Which is, for Little Cup, I know, surprisingly fast. You wouldn't expect that to be. But with Dry Skin, Sand Veil, and Solar Power, unfortunately, there's no evasion clauses, or there is an evasion clause in Little Cup, so Sand Veil is not allowed to be utilized, which kind of sucks, because, like, you know, somebody's grabbing Hippo, and, like, the ability for me to adapt to their weather as well as my weather would have been a good option. But Dry Skin is incredibly helpful in rain because it'll absorb water type attacks, give me kind of another water absorber in that regard, and heals as well in rain. So if I set rain, I can heal up and kind of get some health back and absorb water attack moves, so it pairs well with Mantike in that regard. And the rain set by Mantike guarantees that my electric type moves aren't going to miss, so I could run Thunder in rain with Mantike. Which is kind of a nice pairing in that regard. And then if we wanted to continue with the Vulpix side of things, I have Solar Power. So I'm going to lose HP in Sun, but get a 50% increase to my special attack. So pair that with a Life Orb or not, because I mean Life Orb plus Sun damage is going to just cook this mon. But man, when you hit something, it's going down fast. Great coverage. Gets Bulldoze. For ground, obviously can't use Mud Slap, but very quick, Volt Switch and U-Turn user, weather coverage for its abilities, and just across the board has the coverage to deal with anything that comes in on it. Even has Rain Dance itself, so a potential other Rain Dance setter there as for myself, and some priority in Quick Attack. And even one of the few mons that has access to Glare. See, I'm learning stuff about my Pokemon looking at this thing. How many Pokemon have access to Glare? Like 15. That's it. And most of them are Zygarde. So, that's going to be our fourth pick. And this is where things kind of derailed a little bit for me. I'd say every time I draft, there's one time where, like, things just kind of go poorly. And turn 5 is when things hit the fan. And that is mostly because in Little Cup there's such a limited amount of Pokemon. It's Snipe City, people. With 16 teams, I cannot tell you the amount of times people were complaining in chat about getting sniped. So I was kind of torn here. I think my first 4 made perfect sense. They all paired beautifully with each other, and that's why I like the wheel pick, because you can go like, all right, I'm grabbing Sun, I want to pair that with Vulpix. I'm grabbing Water, I want to pair that with Mon that would do well in that, and Sun. So like, Vulpix Bellsprout made sense, Mantike Helioptile made sense, and then this is where I decided to go. I thought I needed hazards, so our 5th Mon is gonna be Venipede. Now, great Pokemon, Spikes and T-Spikes, has that beautiful speed boost ability, as well as Swarm and Poison Point. It's base 57, but 1 Protect off the break, and you're outspeeding 90% of the Little Cup tier. Has access to Solar Beam, so again, something that can work well in Sun. Can do very well with an Eviolite to help it out. And just one of those mons that really can get set up and just kind of make everything a hassle for the rest of the other team. So hazard stack on both fronts, some very, and also access to being extremely scary in the fact that it can set Sun itself. It can utilize Solar Beam. It has 2 forms of hazards. And then also with the speed boost ability, just kind of can get to a point where if I need to clutch something up at the end, instead of worrying about anything else in the tier. I can just set a protect, and then it can clean up at the end for me if needed. Don't think it gets any access to priority. Could be wrong. But the bug poison combination is extremely strong. And this is where I was kind of sad, because like we had talked a long time about me grabbing Charmander. Charmander in Little Cup is an extremely powerful Pokemon, and it works great in Sun. It has access to solar power, same as Helio, but it'd be stab. It would be stab access in Sun with solar power, and then has access to Dragon Dance, Dragon type moves, and let's see, does it have quick attacks and priority and quick attack? That's what I thought. This thing was like really, really good for me. Yeah, I was just kind of really sad. And Swords Dance, and some coverage with Thunder Punch, and just like overall, Charmander is a very great, well-rounded mon for Sun. But as soon as I picked Venipede, I sniped Tarheal, and Ben decided to grab Charmander the next turn. So I was very sad about that. I did not think it would go that quickly, and knowing how well it was going to fit with my team, I probably should have prioritized it a little bit. But a lot of people had it set for their round 7 pick, so I think I would have lost it regardless, because I was not planning on grabbing it this turn, because again, I thought it was a bit of a sleeper. Most people don't know Little Cup, but we got sniped, and it was very sad, so my team could have been that much better. But on the wheel, we grabbed Baltoy, which I was pretty excited about. Kind of paired well. We got all of our hazards out of the way this time around with this pick. A very good, specially defensive mon. That's actually its best stat. So kind of have a bit of a wall in Baltoy, can set rocks, levitate with that ground immunity, and then another rain setter. Dude, the amount of mons that can set rain are ridiculous. I can get cheeky with a self-destruct. Like I said, it has rocks, can do set Trick Room for me as well. And just kind of offers a well-rounded wall in, especially a defensive wall with hazards and a bit of a free switch in for those critical ground-type moves that would potentially be used to kill my Sun team or my poison-based team. My poison-based Sun team. So, that was kind of the thinking for this particular wheel. And then moving into round 7, since we couldn't get Charmander, we went with Discount Charmander, which is going to be Houndour. Has Flash Fire, does not have access to solar power, but Flash Fire is great if somebody tries to kill Venipede or brings a Firemon of their own. I can get a free boost with Flash Fire. I wish Unnerve worked on Berry Juice, because that like runs this league. Fortunately, there is a 2-item clause, so you can only run 2 items across all 6. No running 6 berry juices or anything ridiculous in that regard. But if Unnerve like stopped people from using berry juice, dude, Houndour would be beautiful. But base 80 special attack, which is huge and great. The Flash Fire boost is awesome. That unique Dark Fire typing, and pretty much anything that doesn't resist fire gets 2-hit KO from Fire Blast. So Houndour, I think, fit very well in with the team, offered some typing that I didn't have currently with the Dark, and then very fast and very powerful Little Cup mon. And it just kind of comes in after something dies and kind of can do some work and put in some work. Has priority access in Sucker Punch, and just kind of helps clean things up a little bit. And then I can also get cheeky with some Destiny Bond, and also has access to Solar Beam. Why do so many mons have access to Solar Beam? But again, just something that works well in Sun. So as you can see, our team is kind of as well-rounded as it can be to work well in Sun if I choose to bring Sun, and if not, we can still kind of do incredible things with it. So our round 8 mon is going to be Yamask. So I have absolutely been loving my Cofagrigus in WBE. It is a great mon, just kind of sits in front of everything, can rip off Will-O-Wisps and kind of turn everything into fodder, setup fodder, or just, I mean, you saw how the previous matches have gone, but I wanted Baby Cough. It doesn't look nearly as threatening or as incredible as Cough, but Yamask kind of gives me the physical wall that pairs well with Baltoy being a specialty defensive wall. And then also can do everything Cough can do. So we can set up Toxic Spikes, another spike setter. We have Trick Room. We've got Will-O-Wisp. I've got some cheeky aspects of another Rain Dance setter. We have access to Nasty Plot if we really want to set this thing up. We could do the Burn Hex combo, Toxic Hex combo. Has coverage in Energy Ball, and then can also set up with Calm Mind if needed. So kind of just make it specially defensive and physically defensive, and then pair that with like an Eviolite, and it just kind of gets nasty. So Yamask, I think it goes great with my team, offers unique typing in the Ghost that I don't currently have on my team, and just kind of sets us up for a little bit of future success in that regard. So 2 more mons left. Kind of tried to figure out how to round things out. So for those of you who are a part of my stream, you have known that I've gone for this mon in Crystal VC. 317 eggs hatched, no shiny Tyrogue. So, introducing DTK, not a shiny Tyrogue at pick number 9. One of the fabled base 35 stats across the board. You know, you have your base 100s in Jirachi and Manaphy and Celebi. Forget that, man. It's all about base 35 Tyrogue. It's incredible, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, and actually kind of viable in Little Cup. Especially in a draft league format where you don't have access to some of the better fighting types because they've gone or they're too high priced. Ladder priority, so I can come in, fake out, get my Flame Orb off, and immediately I have Guts. I have additional priority, and I can just swap him back out for something else. So Tyrogue is going to be my beautiful, wonderful, Guts boosted priority bullet punch, fake out, and then also has no sucker punch, so that's just for vacuum wave as well, but that's special, and I don't think you would ever want to do him. Well, I mean, everything's even across the board. Has access to workup and a few other also rapid spin, so I finally get some hazard clearing. Baltoy has rapid spin as well. And then Pursuit, and just kind of like across the board everything I would need to deal with some mons, and Tyrogue is very good at what it does in that regard, so I'm just trying to hype him up. He's really kind of crap for Little Cup, but we got him. He's somewhat viable, and I look forward to utilizing him in this league. And then finally, to round everything out, I went and picked up one typing I don't have previously. A lot of duplicate typings in Little Cup because you kind of, especially with a Sun team, like you're just kind of trying to round out what would be super effective against you, and and give yourself the coverage to deal with any other mons that are going to come in. So that being said, I picked up Ralts, which is going to be my last pick for the draft. Has access to Dazzling Gleam, so a lot of the T4 fairy types like Mr. Mime or Mime Jr., no fairy attack moves whatsoever. The Ralts has it, looks very good. Great Pokemon in Synchronized Telepathy and Trace. What would I usually? Does not take damage from. Okay, so Telepathy doesn't do anything for me. So Synchronized would potentially work. I could do like a burnt, like Flame Orb, and then like sync to whatever mon's in front of me. I could get really cheeky with stuff like that. I don't think if that's if you status yourself. Yeah. Cool. All right. So that's an interesting concept. Has a little bit of coverage, and just kind of looks. I mean, it's not as great as the rest of my team, but we have options. A Sunsetter, Trick Room as well, Will-O-Wisp, and just kind of everything we could potentially need and could run this Scarf, has Hypnosis, and kind of just gives me an opportunity to deal with some additional coverage across the board. But that's it. That's going to be my team for APA. I hope you guys are excited. First match should be next weekend, going up against Gator. And then after that, I have Mewtwo Fan Nate. So if you guys are excited for Little Cup, please be sure to hit that like button below. Show some love. And I will see all you beautiful, wonderful people for Season 1 for Week 1 next weekend. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out, you sexy, gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful gaming legends out there. Take care.